Hello, everyone. We are back again to cover off on major issues across Europe, Middle East, and Africa, as well as Asia Pacific. Today, we'll start off with South Asia. Before I pass on the baton to Raga to cover off on East Asia Pacific, we need to highlight a few issues covered in South Asia today. There was one assessed issue coming from Sri Lanka, and there were 10 other developments. In the assessed issue, we look into what's happening in Sri Lanka with the ongoing economic crisis. The President, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, has invited all parties to join the cabinet as part of the ruling alliance after the entire cabinet resigned, including his own brothers, who one of them was the finance minister as well. The nationwide disruptions continue, especially in the capital, and some of the railway lines have also been blocked due to protests. The protests by people on the ground continue as they hold the government responsible for the current economic crisis. So with that, I'll wrap up South Asia. Before passing on, I can't really move on without mentioning Pakistan. Now that Imran Khan has been denotified on the 3rd of April, we'll have to see how the political situation evolves in the country. Parties have recommended caretaker prime ministers, especially the ruling party has recommended caretaker prime ministers to the president. So businesses need to watch out for continued political impasse and protests on the ground. So with that, I will pass it on to Raga to cover off on East Asia Pacific.
Thank you, Bhargav. Today in East Asia Pacific, we have 12 other developments in Southeast Asia. We've covered 6 developments in North Asia, and we have 1 assessed event and 8 other developments in Australasia and the Pacific Islands. Today's assessed event is about a climate change protest that took place in Sydney earlier today. Protesters from a climate change group called Fireproof Australia conducted a demonstration. The demonstration was regarding for a waterboarding aircraft to assist fighters tackling bushfires across Australia. They blocked major roads and caused traffic to come to a standstill. Climate change activists have recently conducted weekly protests in Sydney. This has prompted the passage of a law last week to stifle illegal protests. There could be further demonstrations by the activists in the coming days, so it's important for businesses to take precautions against disruptions to supply chain, transportation, and other businesses. That's it from me, Bhargav. Over to you.
Thank you, Raga. That's a wrap for Asia Pacific today.